Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Happy 4th of July from all of us here at the NaruSaku podcast, or rather 5th of July, since, well, you know, it's a day late here. But for anyone else who doesn't celebrate American Independence Day, hello everyone, and welcome to the NaruSaku podcast. I am your host, lknmjh, also known as Steve. And guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm BlueStar Saber. Since I'm British, I don't celebrate this holiday. Also, given the fact it's also my brother's birthday on the day, and also the day my grandpa died.
I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm. Happened 6 years ago. That's enough story about that.
Okay.
And I'm for life. That's all I could say.
So, this week's podcast is going to be a special podcast. It's going to be split up into 2 parts. What will be the second part? Well, you'll have to click on that video link to find out. But for now, let's get on with this chapter review, shall we, gentlemen?
Okay.
Let's get to it.
Yep. So, we start off here as Sasuke is being separated, and Naruto, in desperation, tries to reach inside the hole there. And as he yells out, Sasuke! And meanwhile, over in Sasuke's point of view, that hole closes with a zit.
I'm desperately trying to pull it open.
Yep. But of course... Oh, go ahead.
Actually, we gotta go. Keep going. Actually, sorry.
Just keep going.
There's one part I want to address. That's why. But
Can we just go?
Yeah, fine. So, but unfortunately, the hole closes, and Black Zetsu here starts talking. Now you can't seal my mother anymore, and I'll start by absorbing all your chakra. As he opens up another hole. And it has a neat sound effect, too.
I actually want to see how they handle this in the anime. With the sound effect at all.
Yeah. It's just...
It's like a zip up, zip down.
Yep.
Anyway,
So we see Naruto reacting as he leaps away, and Black Zetsu once again talks. Commending Naruto, you have nice reflexes. Clap, clap. And as Naruto is leaping away, he says, I have to find Sasuke! And then we cut back to Black Zetsu saying, this boy is fast. And then as Kaguya...
I think it's Kaguya.
Yeah, Kaguya.
Maybe, yeah, it's Kaguya.
Let's just get... Anyway, moving on.
We're confused. Sorry. We're confused here. It's been a long time. Anyway, so we get, as Kaguya steps into the hole, Naruto comments here, wait a minute, does this mean I can't tell where she'll show up next? So he proceeds to find out, using his Sage mode. Then all of a sudden, the landscape starts to shake.
I hasn't seen it shake like that since the Ten Tails was being resurrected.
Yep.
You know, it's funny. If you were to go from first page to this page, skipping all the other page between it would have looked funny. Especially if you changed like, if you added a one dialogue different to Naruto, Like, oh, it's not Sasuke. Shit, I gotta open it. And then it just started closing, and he just like looked back. Hey, Kaguya, so how about those chakra, huh? And then you just give to that. It's like, oh damn, beat down.
Anyway,
So,
moving on,
this
we
is
have
this is
Naruto.
awkward.
Okay, moving on, we have Naruto being attacked by a snowstorm.
As well as Kakashi and Sakura, as icicles start raining down from above. And then we cut back to Kakashi, Sakura, Obito, and the Naruto clone. As Sakura comments, maybe she only took us to this world? And Naruto says, no, the clone anyway, no, my real body is in this world too. But I can't send Sasuke though.
Mm-hmm.
And then Obito starts waking up.
Yeah.
And he goes,
That's where he is.
Yep. He goes,
And how he should have been dead, and how Naruto says he sort of revived, healed him. But he says, but Naruto understanding because he knows it's inevitable that he will die.
mm-hmm.
But then he asks what became of Madara and did they defeat him?
Yep.
Which then goes to having to tell them that things have gotten much worse. And Naruto decides to finally explain to the group how he's the Sage of Six Paths and all this Kaguya nonsense.
Yep. As Obito comments, well, I don't know what happened, but does that mean you haven't defeated the enemy yet? In that case, please, take me there. We'll talk on the way. And the clone says, well, I can't sense Sasuke's presence, and I can tell that the real me is anxious. It must be dangerous.
Like I picture like in the background, just hearing the real Naruto just screaming, Sasuke, Sasuke. See, I told you he's anxious.
As the clone comments, it might be dangerous to go there. And Sakura says, well, I'm not sure whether we can help or if we're just going to get in the way, but it's better to be there in case we're needed. And Kakashi comments, after all, if we don't defeat Kaguya, our world is over. We are the only ones left that can do something. We're all prepared to die.
You know, I'm going to comment on this later in the question, but there was a lot of emphasis on that die word since it was on the panel by itself. Hold on, we'll talk about this more later, but I think this will be a question later, but for now, let's go back to the chapter.
Well, for life, what do you want to say?
Well, it feels like the whole die premise in this chapter. Now, whether this chapter is the 4th chapter of the volume or it could be the 3rd, I'm not sure how it works the order now because the whole one volume got 11 chapters. Yep. But it is possible this volume could be about like them trying to risk it in a life, and probably this. I don't want to jump ahead, but Obito time could be in this volume itself. But I guess we address it more when we get to the end of the page.
Anyway.
So we cut back to the real world as every Hokage meets up all together, with Minato leaping in last. As he goes, sorry for being late. So, do you understand what's going on here? And the first Hokage says, well, we can't find anyone, and only Madara's lower half is here.
And this tells me that we're going to have Madara back somehow, but,
And so Minato comments, well, if half of him is here, so should we assume that he's dead? If that's the case, I still have a bad feeling about all this. And the second Hokage says, well, either way, it looks like his Infinite Tsukiyomi was completed, but apparently the dead, like us, aren't affected. How was it where you were? And Minato says, well, I tried to save and free some of the people that were affected by cutting up the tree that bound them, but they didn't wake up, and another branch would catch them right away. And the third Hokage says, so it's the same everywhere else.
Pretty much, but it begs the question, how in the world Minato do it?
Oh, come on, let's see what he's like with a kunai in his mouth. Do you really think?
I know, but it's It's so awesome to think he could do it without his hands.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Don't question him. He's awesome.
Yeah, maybe he did it with the power of his legs. He kicked them. He kicked them so hard that he actually managed to chop them down.
Well, you can use Sage Mode, so probably that's enough for it to cut her down a wood piece. Like, boom.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's possible. But but unless you want to go with the Rock Lee SD logic, which by the way has not released in the translation note, but you could go with the yellow flash being, his piss. And he shot the piss so hard it cut through woods.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That was.
Turns out Jiraiya also comes from Kushina.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the second Hokage here says, well, if we can confirm whether or not Madara is dead or alive, we might use his lower half to revive him with the Edo Tensei and ask him what happened. And the first Hokage says, but that would require another sacrifice. There must be another way. And his second brother tells him to shut up and man up. This isn't no time to be sentimental. As something pops up. What is that something popping up out of Madara's lower half? Why, it's the Sage of Six Paths. Dun dun dun.
Did he burn his body? I'm just curious.
Nah, I don't think. Nah.
He's more of a ghost-like being at this point.
Yeah, it's sort of like how in Star Wars where you have those Force ghosts, except he's missing his legs.
By the way, for those who wish to know how the Ghost Force thing fully works, go to the final Star Wars Clone Wars episodes dealing with Yoda.
So anyway, we get the Sage of Six Paths saying, you are a very kind person, Ashura's predecessor. And the first Hokage says, and you are? And the Sage of Six Paths introduces himself. My name is Hagoromo. I'm the inventor of Ninshu and the Sage of the Six Paths.
Meanwhile...
Then we cut back to Sasuke. Meanwhile, in the epic desert of loneliness... As he pans here, nothing I do works.
That's pretty much the nutshell from chapter 680 to now.
He's eating his own words before Sakura's even saving him.
That's... the irony is funny.
Yep.
Okay.
So then we cut back to where the rest of the group is, as Obito, Kakashi, Sakura, and the Naruto clone are running towards the battle. As Obito comments, well, that's unbelievable. Anyway, to seal that Kaguya, we need Naruto and Sasuke to use their power together. Yeah, but like I said earlier, I can't send Sasuke, says Naruto. Then Kakashi comments, the ice, it's moving. Boom! Goes an explosion in the distance. There! Thanks for pointing that out, Naruto's clone. It's not like the audience is a goldfish.
Well, let alone those guys who's in the battlefield with him. He's like, we all can see that explosion. Just saying, Naruto.
Yeah.
Clone. But whatever.
So then we cut forward to Naruto's battle as icicles. I want to say they're icicles or teeth.
Possibly.
They look like the ice, but with an Asetsu fly trap style attack. I'd say that.
That's pretty possible. Anyway, as these giant teeth starts to close in on him, he says, she's one with nature. And then he gets trapped in them.
I'm starting to wonder if Kaguya is Gaia.
Is what?
Gaia. Greek goddess of the earth. The god, Greek mythology. She was the mother nature, the planet, the entire planet itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, who knows? Well, she is a goddess, after all, but nevertheless. So the group arrives. Wow, that was fast, considering how far away they were. So the group arrives, and again, Obito says, over there! Yes, Obito, thank you! It's not like the Naruto clone didn't point it out. Anyway, as Sakura cries out, Naruto! Notice, people, she has said Naruto without any suffix. Any suffix. Keep that in mind. So then we cut to Kaguya peering out of her hole, like it's a peephole or something as it opens up.
Did I miss the panel with Obito's like, oh, there he is.
No, I
Over
said
there? There you go.
no. I said over there.
Yeah.
I said yes, Obito. Thank you for once again reminding us that the battle is over there.
Yes.
Anyway.
Well, at least Sakura reactions makes more sense. But anyway.
So Kaguya steps out of her hole as Naruto, the real Naruto, says, "So you're finally coming out, huh?" And Sakura, meanwhile, asks, "How does that jutsu work?" And Obito ponders for a moment as he gazes upon her arm and thinks to himself, "It's some sort of space-time jutsu." And then we cut to Naruto, who's thinking here, "Okay, I made it, but it looks like I'm stuck. Now I just have to wait for them to get close and attack." Then we cut back to Obito saying, commenting towards the Naruto clone, "You said you suddenly stopped sensing Sasuke, is that correct? Then he was probably sent to a different dimension." "Yeah." And then on the next page here,
Oh, wait a
we have
minute.
Kakashi Sakura shock, doing that sort of shocking comma mark thing.
But hold on a second. Wait a minute. When he said I made it look like I'm stuck, was it like I made it, period, or was it okay? I made it look like I'm stuck.
it's
What was it?
It's I made it period, and then looks like I'm stuck.
You sure?
That's the only sense I can make of it, because otherwise, I don't see any comma there.
So what about like the next sentence with the I just have to wait for them to get close and attack. You know what I mean? Like it could go one way. It could go like, okay, I made it look like I'm stuck, so now I'm bluffing. Therefore, once they get close, I'll attack. Like that.
Yeah, that actually makes more sense. Okay. Rewind. I made it. I made it look like I'm stuck. Now I just have to wait for them to get close and attack. And then we cut back to Obito's
Star Force's team.
Because it seems like, actually, I'm gonna go manga stream for a second. You go on.
So Obito provides some more explanations. "She came out of another dimension. It's similar to my eye power. And Kakashi,
Except yours is better.
and Kakashi asks, "Can you get in there?" And Obito comments, "Well, if I can sync my Kamui with hers, as soon as she opens the dimension again, I'm sure I can enter it. If Sasuke is there, I can bring him back here."
Yeah, I think. I'm sorry. Go on.
No, go ahead.
No, I think it is okay, I made it look like I'm stuck. So now it's time for the trick to happen. As soon as they come here, I'll attack.
No.
So yeah, it's that way.
Okay.
Well, at least yeah. I guess Naruto took his same note. It's all about being unpredictable in order to get her. But go on.
So then the Naruto clone says, "Okay, I'll support my real body then." But then Obito says, "Just
one little problem."
Yeah. One little problem there. And then we cut to Kaguya peering down on them. And then we cut back to Obito returning to his explanation. "That jutsu requires an immense amount of chakra because it's not my own dimension. If I run out of chakra while I'm there, it's over." Then the Naruto clone says, "Well, I'm going with you then. My real body won't be defeated so easily. I'm strong." And Obito comments, "The chakra of a clone like you isn't going to be enough."
Then we have the shocked Naruto and Kakashi as Sakura says that she would asks about her Hangakyo chakra, or her forehead chakra.
This could be a era, or it could be which makes it question.
It's probably just her seal chakra, probably. That's what she was referring to. Either way, I don't know.
Oh no, I'm talking about the name of it. It's like, is it Hakuguya, or is it Bakugai or something like that?
It's probably the Bakugai. It's probably the Bakugai of thing.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. Anyway.
So then.
Be enough, and then.
So then Obito says, "Yeah, it'll be barely enough if the both of you come with me." And then Sakura says, "All right then." And then Obito continues, I can't tell whether Sasuke is there, But first of all, I'll enter our territory, and I'll find Sasuke at all costs and bring him back to you. Then the Naruto clone turns to Obito and says, Obito, thank you for saving me. And Sasuke, too. And Obito says, don't thank me yet. Just concentrate on the enemy. And Naruto says, hey, you don't have a mask anymore. And then we get to our second to last, as our last page here, as Obito soliloquies here, or I don't know, makes a dramatic speech. As he says, I'm Kakashi's friend, a subordinate of your father, and an Uchiha like Sasuke, and as he cuts to some flashbacks of what Naruto and Kakashi have told to him, Hokage is someone who walks in front of everyone else, standing the pain. The way he walks and attracts his comrades makes you want to help him. I'm someone who has had the same dream as you a long time ago. But there's no time to go on with sophisms. But at least let me walk in front of you. And die. Bum, bum,
I don't think you say it like that. That's good. Yeah, you can say it like that way, I guess. Reading this the fifth time right now, just right now, I noticed how set up this chapter has been. It finally occurred to me this chapter is really a huge setup because you got on one hand you got the real Naruto waiting for ambush to Kaguya, and second, and you got the whole entire this whole Obito. I got one chance to go in and out, and if I go in and I don't get Sasuke, I messed up. If I go in and get Sasuke, I did good. So it's like a 50-50, if not even more, less of disadvantage for them. So this chapter really does seem like a huge build-up. And then you got the Hokage meeting Hagoromo. Who knows what Hagoromo is going to even ask. So a lot of things to think of.
Anyway, for me, this chapter has told me that Sakura at least has 50% or more Naruto, 50% or more of half of Naruto's chakra. About 50% or more of Naruto's chakra. Since the clones are divided into, usually divides the chakra in half, or quarters, depending on how many there are.
But of course, Naruto being Naruto, he can make millions of clones and slowly die down, but nevertheless, he is still a badass. My thoughts. I thought the chapter was pretty good. I don't see any controversy with it. I also got to see the Viz Media translation. I think it was pretty good.
They weren't being that biased selves as usual.
No, not in this case, no. But anyway,
I was looking at a podcast. And apparently, they have a podcast, and apparently, the one in 663, they kind of bashed Sakura in it, and when someone was defending Sakura in it, they kind of skipped afterwards the next bits. Anyway, continue on.
So yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this chapter. I thought it was a pretty good chapter. Overall, I give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow.
The 0.5 being the translation issues, because there's so many different translations and interpretations.
What I like about this chapter, it seems like a lot of things is finally moving on, and it's ironic because it takes no Sasuke to make this story progress, and like I said, I kind of after reading this again for like fifth time, I said, it seems like the next chapter will be very it could be very not too heavily action packed like throughout the whole chapter. There's just straight up action, but I expect a lot of like craziness. Like you're gonna see like the real Naruto try to ambush Kaguya, then you have like probably Kaguya probably gonna attack the people at the cliff more so than Naruto himself because she's looking at them. So she has a bad hunch they planning something to get back the other guy, which is Sasuke, in order to seal her up. So it seems like a lot of things is gonna go down, and I feel like this is gonna be a pretty good chapter. The next one is gonna be, anything is possible because I don't see this whole okay, let's go there, get Sasuke, we come back, the end. I don't think it'd be that simple, in my opinion. It feels like there's gonna be a lot of oh crap, she knows about this. Oh crap, we gotta change it up the plan so we could try to get into Sasuke. And I feel like a lot of things. The next chapter seems to have a good potential to be a really good one, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Yeah,
for me, I quite enjoyed this chapter because we got to see we learned a bit more about Sakura in terms of strength, force, and chakra. Well, partly, I think she at least has half of Naruto's chakra, and also we found at the moment a current use for her abilities. Not sure. Don't think it's going to be the only one because I think there's going to be around because she's going to have other uses. But this is her current. But we know her current use. Still don't know about Kakashi, but he has a purpose as well. But we have to wait and see. And we're about to see Obito. We finally get confirmation that we're going to have an Obito's final moments. We're finally going to see him die. Well, that's probably going to be sad for James because I think he wanted Obito to live and Sasuke to die, but that's James.
yeah.
But I like I said, I really don't see the next chapter be simple as, hey, look, she just went to the other dimension. Time to go in, and that's it. And then get Sasuke back. There we go.
Yeah,
The
it's probably going to be drawn out a little bit, and that's okay with me. I mean,
so long as it's very cool and exciting to see, and it has to be a purpose to do this thing. Like I expect, like if they do go to the portal, I expect like Obito see like a lot of different dimension and be like, what the hell is this place? What the hell is going? It's something we need to understand how this dimension transferring works. I mean, I know it's like the space time Jetsu thing that Obito has, but this one is really complex because it's like the whole different level. Like it's literally going world to world like some Super Mario World game.
You've been reading Inferno's post, haven't you?
Yeah, that does seem like a good point though. It is like a Super Mario World.
I can just imagine him, Naruto, and Sakura just floating around in there, and there's like the doorway, like quote unquote doorways to their left and right, and they each poke their heads in and saying, this is a dimension full of hot salami. What's salami? I don't know. And I don't know why I know that word.
It would be funny if Obito goes to that dimension thing, and then he see a lot of different options, and then he just happens to see one option like, wait a minute, that's Rin. She's alive. Hey Obito, where's Obito? He's like, when is he gonna come back with Sasuke? I don't know, but something tells me he went to the other dimension and forget about us.
Guys, he's gonna die anyway, so there's really not much point in doing that.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
but,
we can speculate.
okay, if we're gonna predict something, let's start off with Hokages. Now Hogoromo is there. Exactly what you think he's going to tell them or do for them. A lot of people have been saying, he's going to revive every single Hokage. Even though I think that would be somewhat a good and a bad idea, but more bad than good. Because it's like, we're alive. And then Hokage just pretty much killed Hashirama. Like, oh, crap, he killed her.
Hold on. What do you mean by revive every single Hokage?
The one that's standing there before him. In other words, revive them as being alive. Not Ito anymore. Alive.
There's only been 4.
I'm just saying.
You make it sound like as if he's gonna revive all 100 of them, like some sort of.
No, I didn't say that.
No. I know what you meant for life, but I'm commenting on what BlueStar's tone of voice was. It sounded like all of them, and he makes it sound like all 100 of them. I'm like, dude, there's only 4. It's not that much.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That was the idea, but I don't see it happening. I mean, yeah, it will make it better because all of them are held back by the Ito, so they can't do full power thingy. But they could die, so it's like we got revived only to die later by Kaguya's nails. This sucks. So.
Or maybe he does revive them, but it's like a time limit revival, like let's say 30 minutes. Now 30 minutes is probably like 15 chapters, right?
2 minute each.
Yep.
Still longer than DBZ. I still shorter than DBZ's time.
uh, and maybe here's a funny thing: if Minato gets revived, but his arms are still missing,
My arms.
like what? Ah, come on. Sorry, my
My-
power is limited.
really limited.
Yep.
I
But
wonder if Naruto
hmm?
uses regenerate powers on Minato's arms. Because I'm wondering, does that only work on the living or can it also work on the dead? I don't know.
It should be possible to get the arm back for Minato from Naruto. I mean, either one way or another, Minato at the moment is a Jetsu, technically speaking. So he
Mhm.
could always revive a Jetsu,
Mhm.
and but I don't know. Like I said, that's the speculation to have
I
Hagoromo
have
revive
a question.
Huh?
I have a question about Naruto's abilities later, but first let's continue on with this.
Okay. So that's one possibility. Another possibility is give him a chance and revive Madara under control without being too crazy. And then let's see if they could talk to him about like what the hell happened and everything else. Or the last one is Hagoromo would tell them every story that just went down, starting from Madara managed to do it, then Madara got betrayed, his mom is alive, and now the people that could save the world, pretty much Sasuke and Naruto, are in a different dimension. Which I don't know if Minato or Tobirama could even do the Hirashin to Naruto or whatever position. I don't know if they could do it through dimension, but if they can, then they should be doing it in the next chapter. If they
Yeah.
can't, then maybe Hagoromo would be the one to transfer there, but they'd be like, he warning, Kaguya is scary as hell and blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's
I
possible.
have a possible theory. You might send them to go find his brother Hamura or his brother's remains, and something like that.
I
Just
haven't
one.
heard that one, but that could be possible. Unless, we get a confirmation Hamaru is the Death Reaper that we've been seeing, but who knows?
I don't know. Because I think we're gonna see him. There's just no way. I'm also wondering, but I'm also curious about who's gonna go to when we're gonna see the inside of that castle. Will the Hokages go there, or will Sakura and Kakashi? Who knows? I'm
You
curious
know,
what's inside it, because in castles there's always some sort of monster guard or dungeon or monster.
you know what I would like? I would like if Obito managed to fail somehow. I would like him to end up in a different dimension, but it's too late to go back. And then since he's there and he has one more gesture to go back home, but he can't do it, so he's gonna be like, "Where the hell am I?" And he find himself the castle, and he decides to go there because why not? Then Sasuke will be the next one to find the castle and be like, "What the hell is this place?" And then Naruto, Sakura, and Kakashi, or Naruto clone Kakashi and Sakura will be like, damn, where's Obito? And then I don't know, maybe Sakura would be like, castle. Why there's a castle there? And then Kakashi, maybe now it's like, that's strange. That's a castle when I was fighting Kaguya back in the Mangma, and I remember recalling there's a castle. And then they would discuss maybe we should give it a shot and check what the hell is going on there. And then the real Naruto is still busy fighting Kaguya, but maybe that's too much to ask. I don't know. I mean, it's not like, huh?
I don't think so, but you know.
Sounds like a good plan.
Huh.
In my opinion.
Uh-huh.
No,
Anyway,
for the whole, but
Well, I feel like Sakura will most likely go to that castle at some point because the color. Because in double panel covers, Mr. Kishimoto likes to foreshadow, and we had like Sakura pointing at it like it was important. So maybe we'll see her enter that castle. I think that's most likely going to happen.
Uh-huh.
that seems possible. I mean, who knows? Maybe somebody is there as a spirit or as a undead, just waiting to tell them something.
I put 10 that it's Hamura. If there's some sort of thing guarding it, I sort of wanting to bet that Spiral Zetsu will be there. Because I don't think we've seen the last of Spiral Zetsu. Let's face it.
What, Spyro's Zetsu in the castle?
Possibly.
Well, it's possible, I guess, but I
I
don't know
don't know. 'Cause
about.
I don't think we've seen the last of him. I mean, The last we saw of him was sort of maybe ejecting Yamato. I don't know. Maybe he withdrew. I'm not
He
entirely
just
sure.
dis-
But I
he
don't
just
think we see.
disappeared. He just disappears because everything was done. But who knows when
No,
he
I don't
shows
think
up?
he's dead. I don't think he's dead. It didn't show
He's
him
not
die.
dead. He's not dead. He's done. He's waiting until everybody turns white zesters and then
Yeah, but
attack.
I don't think he's done. I think we're gonna see him again.
Yeah,
In
but
fact, I wouldn't mind if he even had a quick brawl with Sokka and Kakashi.
maybe. Who knows? Eh, like I said, what I want to know first is where Hagoromo is going to tell these guys and what they're going to do with them. Sorry, like
I don't know.
it's like again, you have options. Revival, I have no idea where they got the idea, but it's possible. The bringing back Madara for their sake, possible, and going to the dimension where Naruto and the other guys are located, or they might split up because he probably like, I do sense that Sasuke, the guy with the moon, is in a different path as the sun one. He's like, what? And then Minato would be like, sun. And then he's like, yeah, this crazy hyperactive boy, and it's like, oh, that's Naruto. So I don't know. It's hard to say how this is gonna go, but it should be interesting because I think Hagoromo will tell them like these guys is going to turn to whites. That's or actually I don't think he knows about that. Does he knows about that?
I don't know.
Either
I,
way, it's gonna be either way. I think this is a game changer, depending what Hagoromo would tell the Hokages.
hmm,
Yep.
yeah. So, BlueStar, we got some questions here sent, well, by you. So far it's just 3 questions and possibly 4, so we're just gonna go through the list here. Okay, question number 1. People were not too happy that Naruto thanked Obito this chapter, which brings me to this. You know how some fans hate how Naruto seems to saint like at the time because he doesn't hold grudges or forgives. Do you think he's still mad at his former foes that he just doesn't show it? Uh,
Who asked
uh
this question?
Okay,
Blue,
I'm asking Naruto. People are being upset that Naruto said thank you to Obito despite all the stuff he's done.
Hmm.
And this has been there's been a bit of a common complaint that Naruto's too saint-like when he does not hold grudges and he forgives his opponents. But
But
I'm wondering, does he still actually sort of kind of mad at them, but he just does not show it?
well,
well,
actually, who's gonna answer?
I'll go first.
Sure.
Um, I don't think so. No, I mean, he's the type. He's the type of person now that doesn't hold grudges. I mean, if you can remember back to the waterfall scene where he hugs away his anger towards the villagers and towards everyone else that has antagonized him. I don't think I don't think he's the type of guy to hold a grudge. He's the type of guy to be angry for a little bit, but he once he understands, then he'll be the forgiving type, like with Zabuza, like with Haku, like with Gaara, like with who else has he fought? Like with Pain. Well, technically Nagato. And
Yeah.
so he's I don't think he's holding a grudge, and I don't think he's holding in any anger and just not showing it. He's dropped that mask. I think he even forgives Sasuke, although that I'm not too sure on. But all signs point to that. But anyway, for life.
All right. Um, what was the real question? I just want to make sure the question. No, I know what he said or she said, but what's the question?
I
How is
said
it
it.
said? Oh, you asked that question. How is sounded? Like how this question is sounded? Like, do you think he's being too much of a saint? That's what you're asking.
Yes, I'm asking that.
Well, I mean, the whole point is He's supposed to be a character that's supposed to be a role model, I guess. That's what Kishimoto is targeting for. And, you know, forgiveness is like the hardest stage of all when it comes to a person that really puts you the hardest grudge of your life. I mean, when you do the forgiveness to the person who did so many bad things, you're pretty much the most noble man on earth when you do something like that. That said, I mean, I wouldn't say he hold grudges, but he wouldn't like forgive too many things. He would just not hold grudges. He would be like, you know, I do remember you killed my parents and all that stuff. I I I understand your background and everything, and you know, there's time I'm gonna say, you know, thank you for this and that, but you did a lot of crap in the past, but I would try to be bygones if possible, you know. Yeah, that's. I mean, like, I mean, I guess the realistic, thank you want to ask for is probably what you got from Sakura. Like what Sakura said was like very realistic, because you know, in her point of view, doesn't know too much about Obito, but what Obito did to him to Naruto, you know, you got to give credit where it's credit due, and that's one of them. So I guess if you asked for that kind of forgiveness, maybe it would have been easier to understand. I mean, the Nagato one was more of a
I
in
remember
depth.
him saying he does not forgive, but he does not forgive
He didn't forgive. He didn't
you're not
forgive.
Nagato, but
He didn't. He didn't
he was.
forgive. He didn't.
I
He
don't.
doesn't forgive, but he doesn't hate them. He doesn't want them to dead. Probably, maybe he would, but it's not like it'd be the main thing. I mean, it's like what he said to Nagato. He's like, you know, after what you did to everything, I really want to kill you, but that's just not me, because that's just not him. So if anything, it'd probably be the same situation with Vito. He's like, you know, I would say there is a little hatred on me from me to you, because you did a lot of bad things, let alone killing my friends in the battlefield. But you know, you done some good things at the moment, and you know, credit is credit due. That's thank you for this. I guess that's why you get one panel with him. Is like, you know, I should thank him because you know he did save him. That's I'm not gonna say erase everything, but you gotta say thank you for that, because you almost died. So I don't know. To me, I have seen no, I don't see anything wrong with it, if anything. So to each
Yeah.
of their own.
Anyway, I'm not entirely sure what to think of that. I do think he might be still a little mad at people. I mean, he might be a little mad at them, but I think we might get. Who knows? It's possible that this might be more addressed on the whole Sasuke issue.
Well, it's more like something that he needs to set. It's funny because a lot of people keep saying like, you know, why Naruto didn't thank Obito back in the what chapter, 670 something. You know, when he wake up. I remember they made a joke. It's like, why you didn't say thank you and stuff like that. But
I
it
think
took such a huh?
and again, the thank you part, well, I think I've mainly found from YouTube reviewers, and you know what they're like.
Yeah, but then now he finally said thank you after so long, which kind of begs the question: is this is where Obito is finally going to die, and it seems like his time is almost here. Because you know you got the thank you for this, so it seems like well, I guess your time is up soon, very, very, very soon. All you need to do now is probably say farewell to your old teammates Minato and Kakashi when Minato do show up, if he ever do show up. But it would suck if he doesn't show up, but it happens. So it feels like all the
Next question
conclusion.
now.
It feels like the conclusion for Obito is starting to happen right now. We got the thank you. We're probably gonna get more about like now. Obito wanted Naruto to succeed his dream, and that's it. And Kakashi, my bad for everything. You know, Rin died for this, but you know we're all gonna be family. Blah blah blah. Dies.
Hmm.
Can we get on to the next question?
Well,
Sorry.
wait, Blue Star, do you want to answer your own question, or do you feel like you've answered it by just talking to me and For Life here?
I think I kind of answered it by talking to you two, but
Okay, then. Let's move on. Question number 2. Given what Kakashi said about willing to die, do you think he will bite the dust? I
I'm
don't...
saying you going.
No, go ahead. How do you want to say this?
Kakashi is going to die soon, since Kakashi might also die as well, including Obito.
So, For Life, do you want to take this one first now?
The question is if Kakashi will die.
Since there was a big emphasis on the word die.
Yeah, I know. I believe if this chapter, if this volume is going to drag on to try to get Sasuke back, which I wouldn't mind, so long as it's interesting, I would say this volume could be a lot of to do or die situation, and I feel like I feel like Kishimoto might try to play games with us and try to say who's going to die in this volume. Would it be Kakashi, Sakura, Naruto, or Obito? And pretty much we probably get the idea it might be Obito, most likely. But maybe he would try to pull a swerve and have Kakashi look like he's about to die, or even Sakura is about to die, making Roshi, I think that's his name, the username, very happy. But yeah, it's highly possible. This volume could be about do or die, and because that's the situation that they're in right now, is a do or die. You either go for it, and if you die, well, at least you try to do good.
I'm not referring to die trying to get Sasuke back. I mean die in this battle at some point.
Oh, die in this battle?
Yeah.
I don't think he would die in this battle.
Hold on. Let me try and explain it.
I still don't think he would die regardless. Yeah, that would answer any kind of ways of dying.
I'm referring that he would die at some point during this battle against Kaguya.
Who, Kakashi?
Yes.
Oh, fireworks. No, I don't think he would die.
Yeah,
I got.
I'm
not sure.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure if there's a question within the. I'm not sure there's this question part in your patch of questions, but if Obito were to die, would you think Kakashi would get his eyes both sides? Because Kakashi is weak right now. He hasn't done anything except use the scroll, which actually helps. But in terms of combat, he's literally just wondering, I should get that eye back. I'm just waiting for Obito to die so I could get that eye back. I'm so useless right now.
Well, I suppose maybe he'll get his. I think it'll be justified if Kakashi gets Obito's eyes back after all, or rather, gets Obito's eyes once again, because Obito did give them up willingly the first time, so who's to say he won't give them He won't give them up willingly the second time, But anyway, as for the
Sorry, there's a lot of fireworks going on. Continue.
So anyway, as to the question pertaining as to whether or not Kakashi will die during this battle here, no. I see Obito dying, but I do not see Kakashi dying anytime soon in this battle. That's my answer.
Now mine.
Yeah.
I think it's a possibility that Kakashi might die. Many reasons, because, like I said, are you gonna keep interrupting? Sorry for like lost cool. it. The time's late here, and I do. Time's late here, and I need sleep, of course. But anyway, where was I? Oh yes. Anyway, where was I? like I said, that Kakashi kind of made a big emphasis on the do or die thing, and it might be that he might die to protect his students, or at least Naruto and Sakura. And let's see now. Let's see. I suppose if he somehow dies against Kaguya, that would probably that would probably make her a bit more credible as a villain, because some people do not like Kaguya, or as you know, sometimes villains are made more credible because they kill off like a major character. Like how Pain killed Jiraiya, Orochimaru got the third Hokage dead, Obito killed Neji, and Madara used the Ten Tails to kill the shinobi from the headquarters or half of the 4th Division when he was fighting them. Let's see what else was there. Yeah. I think if we ever see Kakashi's face, and I feel like he will die soon. Anyway, you were saying?
I was saying, like, why are you so anxious for Kakashi to die?
Does it sound like I'm anxious? I don't know. Maybe I'm not really anxious for Kakashi to die. In fact, I don't really mind if he lives or dies. It's just that, who knows? No, because you know how some people keep complaining that there's not enough deaths in the Naruto War. We haven't really had anyone dying since Neji and all that. Given how Obito's managed to survive more times than once, but who knows? And some people might be still pissed off about the whole guy thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, third question here, to wrap this up. Question number 3. With Naruto's power only lasting a while in Obito, do you think this could be the same with Kakashi's eye and Guy?
That's hard to say. Well, maybe Kakashi. Wait, then we've been lied. But seriously, it's maybe Kakashi eyes remains forever unless it does disappear for the sake of getting his eye back from Obito, as we pointed out in the last question. So I don't know about that, but there's a high chance that he keeps his eyes still. For Guy, a lot of people come in explanation saying that he would live to the end because his situation was like draining. I forgot how it goes. It all comes from the heart area with the whole chakra being there and just like started disappearing. So Naruto stopped it, and pretty much he could live from that. For Obito, I think the situation is that he has no more Bijus in him, and as well as using the whole revival Jutsu. So it's like taking life force. It's like as if you could see a god just grabbing his soul, and it's like, okay, I think your time is right now. I don't care how many miracles it happens. I'm taking that life. So, I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, maybe Guy do die. I think if Guy is still going to die, I think the point of Naruto doing that is probably have one real talk with Rock Lee and Tenten from Guy and Kakashi, and then he could die. It could happen, but like, in the hospital. Meanwhile, in the hospital, Guy is still going to die, and Naruto just tell Rock Lee, I stopped it, but I can't provide miracle as reviving him, or completely stop from death. So.
I think it'd be, even though I don't really mind when characters live or die. I mean, Naruto's killed more characters than most shonen do. But anyway, it'd be kind of interesting if, given that Asuma is already dead, if Kakashi, Obito, and Guy died, then that means all the major males of their era have ended up dead. And the only one remaining is Kunai, and that would probably be, but she might just retire as a ninja and just raise her child. Who knows? I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with Kunai, but who knows? But it'd be kind of interesting because as kind of be like one era has finally ended, and now begins the era of their students. Kind of that symbolic. You know what I'm trying to say?
Uh-huh.
Right.
So my answer here, I'm gonna have to agree with For Life, in the sense that, yeah, it's more than likely it's possible that that will happen. That Kakashi will lose an eye, and then Guy will go back to slowly dying. But I think this effect though will be at least a little bit more longer lasting when Naruto drops this transformation of his, so that, Guy, let's say he wants to have a final word with Lee and Tenten, so that Guy can get his heroic speech in again, and just provide some final words.
Jeez,
Mhm.
Team Guy would be the worst team to be in right now. Then everybody's
Except for Lee,
dying there.
as
Huh?
supposedly might have. I suppose Lee and Tenta are safe because they might be because they might be paired up together. Who knows?
We'll see. But
We'll see.
mhm.
So anyway, that wraps up the questions and also wraps up part 1 of this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for part 2.